I remember the exact sound of the card machine beeping, that harsh double beep. Declined. It wasn't a purchase for a new TV or a vacation. It was for eggs, bread, and a bag of generic coffee. $12.43. I looked at the cashier. She was a teenager, maybe 16, looking bored, popping her gum. She didn't know that my entire life was collapsing inside my chest. She didn't know that I had checked my bank account 3 times in the parking lot, praying for a miracle deposit that never came. I mumbled something about using the wrong card, turned around, and walked out of the store without the food. I got into my car, a beat-up sedan with a check engine light that had been glowing for 6 months, and I just sat there. I didn't cry. I was past crying. I felt hollow. You know that feeling? It's not sadness. Sadness hurts. This was worse. This was nothing. It was the absolute heavy silence of realizing that I was 32 years old and I had absolutely nothing to show for it. No savings, a mountain of debt, a relationship that fell apart because I was too stressed to be present, and now I couldn't even buy breakfast. I looked in the rearview mirror and saw a stranger, gray hairs coming in, bags under my eyes. I thought, how did I get here? I was supposed to be someone by now. We grow up with this script, don't we? You go to school, you work hard, you're a good person, and if you do those things, the universe owes you a good life. That is the biggest lie we are ever told. For 5 years, I was drowning, but I was smiling. I posted the photos on social media, I went to the happy hours, I laughed at the jokes, I wore the mask. But every night I would stare at the ceiling at 3 a.m., heart pounding, wondering which bill I could skip this month. I felt like everyone else had the manual to life except me. My friends were buying houses, getting promotions, having kids, and I was slowly suffocating in silence. The isolation is the worst part. You don't tell anyone because you're ashamed. In this world, if you're broke or broken, you feel like a failure, so you hide. That night in the grocery store parking lot, I realized I had 2 choices. Choice 1, I could give up. I could let the darkness win. Choice 2, I could drive home to my empty apartment, drink a glass of water for dinner, and wake up tomorrow to fight. I sat there as the sun went down and the street lights flickered on, and something in me snapped. Not a loud snap, but a quiet, permanent shift. I realized nobody is coming to save me. That sounds terrifying, doesn't it? Nobody is coming. But in that moment, it was the most liberating thought I ever had. If nobody is coming, then I don't have to wait anymore. If nobody is coming, then it's all on me. If it's all on me, then I have the power. I went home. I didn't sleep. I took a piece of paper and taped it to the wall. I wrote down every single dollar I owed, every failure, every mistake. I looked at the ugliness of my life right in the face. I stopped lying to myself. The next morning, I woke up at 4 a.m., not because I wanted to, but because I was angry. I was angry at the person I had let myself become. I got a second job moving boxes in a warehouse. It was humbling. I have a degree, and I was sweeping floors. My ego screamed at me every day, "You're better than this." But I told my ego to shut up. My ego was what got me into debt. My ego was what made me buy things to impress people I didn't like. My ego was the enemy. I worked 16 hours a day. I ate rice and beans. I cut off the friends who only wanted to party. I disappeared. It wasn't a movie montage. There was no cool music playing. It was boring. It was painful. It was lonely. There were days I wanted to quit. There were days I sat on the concrete floor of that warehouse, muscles aching, wondering if it was worth it. But then I'd remember the sound of that card declining, and I'd get back up. Rock bottom isn't a burial ground, it's a foundation. When you have lost everything, you have nothing left to lose. And a person with nothing to lose is dangerous. They are unstoppable. It took me 3 years. 3 years of grinding, 3 years of saying no to comfort. But slowly, the numbers on the wall changed. The debt went down, the savings went up. But more importantly, I changed. I started walking differently. I started looking people in the eye. When you drag yourself through hell, fire doesn't burn you anymore. I realized that my failure wasn't because I wasn't good enough. It was because I was asleep. I was passive. I was waiting for my turn. You don't get a turn, you take it. Maybe you are listening to this right now and you are in that parking lot. Maybe you're holding an eviction notice. Maybe you just signed divorce papers. Maybe you just looked in the mirror and hated what you saw. Good. Feel it. Let it burn. Do not numb it. Use that pain. Pain is energy. It is fuel. You are not finished. You are just under construction. The version of you that got you into this mess cannot get you out of it. You have to kill that version of you. You have to become someone new, someone harder, someone disciplined. Stop looking for a hand to pull you up. Look at your own two hands. That is all you need. It's going to be hard. It's going to take longer than you want, but I promise you, the view from the top of the mountain is so much better when you climbed it with your own bleeding hands. So get up, wash your face, and get to work. Your life begins now.